Welcome to Cowgirl Talk, where we empower you to live authentically through real food, real talk, and real life. Sisters brought together by our love of cows. We're your host, Emily, a dairy lover and personal trainer living in Florida.
And Becca, a corporate cowgirl holding down the family fort in Pennsylvania. Let's go, cowgirls!
Hello, and welcome back to Cowgirl Talk. Y'all might not even remember. You're like, who the heck is Cowgirl Talk? Who is speaking to me right now? Because we're not dead, but we've just been a little bit busy. And I had to ask, did y'all miss us? Or are you like, no, totally forgot you guys existed? Which, whatever way it was, it's totally fine. But we are back after a 3-month break. We had an extended holiday break for Cowgirl Talk. I swear we were getting back to work in other areas of life, but in terms of Cowgirl Talk, life has just been busy as heck. And so we are back now with season 5, we're calling it, which is crazy. It sounds like we've been doing it longer than we have when we call it season 5. And we're back with episode 41. So welcome back to Cowgirl Talk, Becca. You have a little bit of a new background, which I know we'll be diving into.
Yeah, if you can't see and you're just an audio listener, it is pure chaos back here because we recently moved, which is part of the reason why we took such a long break. And so Emmy and I were talking this morning, actually literally right before we recorded.
Literal like, 2 minutes ago, which was this morning because it is early morning. We're back to early morning recordings.
And I was like, wait, no, that's funny. Save it for the podcast. So it felt like we were getting right back into it. But Emmy texted me yesterday and was like, so are we going to do this? And I was like, I was waiting for you to text me, to be honest.
I know. I was like, okay, I don't think Becca's going to say anything. No. So I think I need to say something because I know like even 2 years ago, originally this was like my idea, my kind of baby. So I was like, all right, I need to take the reins on this and not call Becca out, but be like, call ourselves out. Like, all right, we're doing this or not, man. We're here.
Yeah, so we're here for season 5. Stay tuned.
What's up? Yeah, and Becca has her brand new mugs. Well, are they new?
They were wedding gifts.
And so newish.
Newish. And one of the many unique things of unpacking in a house, whenever you are combining 2 houses, or a house and 2 old apartments and 2 storage units, is you forget about things that you get, and then when you've recently been married, you may have accidentally set up your registry to send you 16 coffee mugs.
Or someone just really liked them, and it's like, I don't care if they already got bought, I want to buy them for them too.
Yeah, so I don't even know if we own 16 coffee mugs in general, but now we have 16 of this Aaron Cato.
Oh, is that a fancy brand or a nice brand?
I don't know. I think so.
It looks bougie. It looks like it's like West Elm Pottery Barn.
It's meant to be my bougie, modern like version of China set. Mm. And so everyone would have like a beverage or an after dinner espresso in these for the like 3 times in my life. I'll probably host 12 people total.
16 actually, right?
Well, no, it's just 4 of the guests will get 2 cups.
Oh, you get your water and your fancy drink in here.
So I'm like, well, Jesus, I better use these. There's 16 of them.
You could start just like messing around and customizing them. You could start doing whatever you want to them. You could paint some if you want to get creative.
Yeah, so someone may get these as a gift someday.
That's what Becca asked me beforehand. Like, do you want 4 of these? I was like, well, probably not. I have a lot of coffee mugs. I collect Starbucks coffee mugs because I know it sounds silly, but they do the cutest themed coffee mugs for different places you go to. Like, they're my absolute favorite. So I'm also a coffee cup holder.
It's kind of like how I do magnets.
Yep.
So
mugs just take up a lot more space, unfortunately.
Yeah, but well, magnets have a use-ish, but my magnets don't have a use other than cluttering the fridge and being like a cool art collage.
Yes, I like to use mine as decorations. Also, I have to sneeze. Hold on. Maybe not. I don't know. We're going to keep talking and see what happens.
Look into the light.
I have a ring. Oh no, it's happening. Oh, it's the worst.
Mute yourself and sneeze.
No, I literally wouldn't. Okay, that was annoying. I wish I would have just sneezed and rather have been rude than not sneeze when you have to sneeze. All right, we're back.
If you hold it in like that, your brain will come out your ears.
That's what I've heard. So we'll see. It hasn't happened yet. Well, this will be a fun part of my recap. I pee now when I sneeze a little bit. So I have to make sure I'm very intentional about my sneezes.
Oh my God. Yeah.
You're like, Emily, why are you peeing when you sneeze? We'll dive into it.
Yeah, I think you should dive into it so they don't have to sit on that cliffhanger for a while.
All right, so diving in to recap life the past 3 months and why I pee my pants now a little more easily than before. It's not like it was a common occurrence before. But now, potentially a little bit more often. So we figured, we always like to kick off our episodes with our high-low buffaloes. And we figured it would be a fun way to, again, just kind of recap life since our last episode, which we're like, oh, it hasn't been that long. I was looking at the notes, and it was end of November. So it's been right about 3 months. We're like, holy shit, whoops, a little bit longer than planned and anticipated. But we're going to go into kind of our high-low buffaloes of the past couple of months. And really, I feel like we each... Well, there's always lots of good things happening, lots of different random miscellaneous things, but we both kind of have some big action items we wanted to talk about, like a board meeting. So for me, I guess you could call my high, which technically I already was on the last couple of episodes of season 4, but I'm pregnant, so it feels like that's my high. Like, everyone clap for me, yay! Like, it feels weird. Not weird calling that my high, but... That's just the big, exciting thing happening in my life right now. So, yeah, it totally is a high for me. And that's also why now I am peeing my pants a little bit more often. And it's not even big. It's weird. I can only imagine, like, when you're really pregnant and then afterwards. But that's just what we're dealing with right now. And in the last couple episodes of season 4, I knew, of course, you would have known. But it was still earlier stages, so we just waited a little bit, and it was something fun to come back to talk about this season. And I am now right around, they technically changed my due date a little bit ahead, which is silly, because everyone always says in your first pregnancy it always goes longer. So it's like, I don't know which one to go by. But I'm basically between 23, 24 weeks, and I'm due, originally it was June 17th, now it's June 12th. So I'm just calling it middle of June, baby, with a little, I like to call him little Dairy Boy Fitness, but Ruben won't let me call him that. So he's just Dairy Boy Chapman, due in June of 2025 this year, which is insane to say, honestly. I feel like a teen mom.
Wait,
I'm 30.
Do the math for me. How many months is that? 6 or 5-ish?
Okay, so I have to count. March 20th, April 20th, May 20th, June 20th. So it's right around 4 months left. Oh my God.
Yes, so you're 5 months.
We're about halfway.
Yeah.
Over halfway.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. Just over halfway. Yeah, that's kind of crazy.
It's pretty wild. So that's, the big thing happening in my life right now, which also, last week to when we're recording this, actually just a week ago, I turned 30. And so
shit, you did.
I know. I already forgot about that. Like, I don't know if it's being pregnant or just there's so much transitioning happening this year that turning 30 last week, which so lucky, blessed, Ruben and I were able to take a trip to Aruba for it, like a baby moon, 30th birthday moon, or just 30th birthday trip.
Sure. You can be a moon if you want it to be.
I can make anything I want. But it just felt like a time warp of like, it doesn't, I'm obviously so grateful to turn 30. It just doesn't even feel like anything, or it doesn't even feel real, like it even happened almost. Like, that was a week ago. I almost forgot that I even turned 30. And I don't know if it's just because there's so many now big things happening this year that it's just like, oh, yeah, sure, that too.
Well, it didn't get to have its, like,
moment of solo
thing, right? Mm-hmm. It's like 30. Who gives a shit? Like, you guys are, spoiler alert, Cowgirl Talk, you're going to have a new house soon.
Yeah.
You're having a baby. Like, you're figuring out the next life and phase of your business. It's like 30 schmurdy. Whatever. Cool.
I know. And for me,
because you have so many other big things that kind of don't trump it, but like,
Yeah.
are just kind of
Well, or more tangible.
alongside it.
Yeah, because with turning any age, it's not like life just flips over and changes all of a sudden. And I know it's fun to like hit your big milestones, and of course, yeah, we definitely celebrated. Like we went somewhere, definitely took it to our advantage. But yeah, it's not like, I mean, nothing super crazy happens just from turning a certain age, which is 30 for me. And I've always been someone who, I don't know, I've always just never, I don't want to say like have felt my age, but age really is, I feel like, irrelevant. It just does not determine how I feel. I literally feel like I'm like a kid just figuring out, what am I doing? Because I still don't know. So literally feel like I'm just a young started up couple figuring out what we're doing in life, bringing our first child into the world. But it's like, no, Emily, you guys are established. You're 30. You've got this. You're like, you've got to figure it out.
You will start to feel it. I mean, probably more so from the baby than from the age, but
I feel like a grandma instantly.
Back in my day when I turned 30.
3 years ago.
3 years ago. 2.75 years ago.
Yeah, sorry, I'm not like, trying to spoil your age or anything.
But there are just certain things that you start realizing, like, oh yeah, okay, I still feel like a little kid, but I do have it figured out.
Yeah.
So.
Well, that's what for me this year.
You've got a baby shower coming up.
We got lots coming up, and I'll keep it on my high for now because kind of the low, which is not really low, but just like there's just a lot of change coming up, right? But so for some of the highs with it, of course, of being pregnant, I've been very lucky on just having a really good pregnancy so far in terms of how I felt physically. I would say mentally pretty good so far, but of course there's just like the holy crap, holy shit, this is happening. But I've been pretty lucky on how I've been feeling, and maybe it's due to, I know Ruben and I both take pretty solid care of our health. I could also just be very lucky, right? Like it's my first, I don't know, maybe the next one it's gonna be chaos and there's a lot happening, but I'm very grateful for exactly. So for whatever this is, I'm grateful to be feeling pretty good and able to keep doing a lot of the things that I've been doing with strength training, exercising, really just all of it. I know I've still gone on a few runs, but that's just becoming, and I'm not a runner. It's like a mile run. That's for me. I'm like, whew, we're done. We're good. But even that is becoming a little bit more like uncomfortable. And I know one of the biggest things I've noticed would be sleep so far, even just I don't know what it, obviously it's like hormones, just your body changing, but just the moving around a lot when you sleep. I've noticed that. I feel like pretty early, I was pretty surprised on how much that felt like it was impacted of, okay, this is so early in, like, why is this already messing with my sleep? Well,
I mean, there's literally an alien growing inside of you.
I know, now he's kicking. So it's like, when I'm going to bed, it's like, da-da-da-da-da-da. It's like, all right, little psycho, chill.
Well, I'm just so thankful that, I mean, for any pregnancy, but especially your first, and with the amount of change that you have coming up at the same time, is like you've had a perfect storm for like a really positive experience.
Yeah.
One, you wanted to be pregnant.
Yep.
So that's like always good.
Yeah, win-win. We gave it a whirl and it worked.
And it worked. Like, it worked. That's such a funny thing to say.
I know,
oh, that's weird.
They
had, and
worked first time. Okay, we'll move on. We all know how babies are made. Okay.
Okay, so it worked. You were a little bit tired. You were tired and a little bit nauseous, but you could still function.
Yeah, no puking, luckily.
No puking. You felt great. People have been excited. You're moving into a place with more space. You're going to be able to raise this baby on a farm. You've just got a lot of really cool things happening at once, which is probably, in addition to you being a healthy person and having a healthy, good experience, has just been super positive for you. And I'm glad that has been your experience. Like, I am very thankful as your sister to watch you have a very positive experience versus, like, not good. Because some people have not good.
Yeah, and that's where, there's always the highs and lows of like your own pregnancy, but I know overall I'm just super blessed, lucky, and I've always been in lots of aspects of life. But yeah, I have a just amazing support system. Ruben's awesome, of course. He's always been awesome. I knew he'd be awesome in this. I'm excited to watch him step into the role. But yeah, I haven't had any crazy food aversions or no crazy cravings yet either, which I'm not like disappointed about. But I know I still have time, but I feel like everyone already kind of gets some crazy cravings at this point. But I guess it's almost a good thing that I technically don't have cravings. Maybe it's like, oh, hey, you're eating balanced. You don't crave anything crazy. But I was hoping to want some weird combination so I could try it and be like, this is really good. And
There's
that just
still
hasn't
time.
happened yet. Yeah.
There's still time. You know what? Probably the hardest thing you've had to go through so far is building a baby shower registry.
Dude, that shit is so overwhelming. That sounds like dramatic. And it's like, oh, shut the fuck up, Emily. That's your hardest thing. But just, again, it's like the mental side of everything.
Literally, that is the only time I've seen you probably spiral during this pregnancy. It's building a baby registry list.
Well, it's like how I talk about, so, okay, I will say one thing as well. In second trimester, I just gag easier. Like, brushing my teeth is a battle, okay? But otherwise, we're all Gucci. Everything's going well. But yeah, on the mental side of things. So, okay. I guess to bring in other context. So with this pregnancy as well, okay, it's like we got to go to Aruba last week. That was a really fun, beautiful baby moon thing, which Aruba 10 out of 10 would recommend going. Super beautiful, consistent weather. We have a baby shower, our Pennsylvania baby shower coming up beginning of March. And then through that as well, this has kind of been in the process for, gosh, kind of coming up on a year now. But really since last May, June-ish, we've started having the conversation with Ruben's parents and family. Hey, we're going to be coming back to the farm. So we're in Florida now. We've been here since 2018. Crazy. And we're moving back to the farm in Georgia, the dairy farm in Georgia. Yeah, within the next month. Yes. So we're very excited. And it's already been in the process of having this conversation, knowing that, okay, if we want to start having kids soon, we would just like to be closer to family, get back on the farm, get more involved again. And we've been very lucky to be a part of that process now that we're able to head back. Ruben's parents are building a new house that's almost done near the farm. And so we're going to be moving into the OG farmhouse. So we'll be right on the dairy. And so that process is going to be starting very soon. So yeah, it's very nice to know we're going to be moving into more space. And just moving back to the farm to be able to raise a little dairy baby. And I've gotten spoiled by convenience here in Gainesville majorly. Mm-hmm. So I'm going to have to get used to not having that again. But I don't think that'll be a bad thing. Maybe save some money on not just ordering shit because it's easily accessible and available.
Yeah, we only moved 10 minutes from where we were in the heart of the bustling metropolis of Altoona.
You were in the heart of it, though, literally.
Literally, we were at the busiest intersection where Luigi Mangione, however you say his last name.
Also, we're watching Mindhunter right now.
Oh my God.
And it also happens in Altoona, part of it. I'm like, oh my God, Altoona.
Yeah, wait, oh my God. We didn't even have an episode to talk about how I literally could see the McDonald's of Luigi from
that could be your
my
Buffalo
window. Well, now that I don't live there, you can all know where I lived.
She's gone now. That's her past.
That's my past. Oh my God.
Do you want to talk about it now or Buffalo it?
What's my Buffalo? We'll talk about it now because then that will transition into me moving. But yeah, no, that was basically it.
Wow, exciting. Thank you so much for sharing your story with us.
People, the day that happened, I had to message everyone I worked with and be like, hey, sorry if you need me today, but I'm busy answering every person who has ever known me to the extent of knowing I live in Altoona because they are texting me about this Luigi guy. And literally, if you open my blinds, you could see the McDonald's. And obviously, you didn't hear him getting arrested because they kept it super quiet. Mm-hmm. But then that night, we passed all of these NYPD cop cars with their sirens on.
Oh my gosh!
at the Sheets across from the McDonald's because it's literally the heart of fast food. I mean, it is.
Yeah, like this strip has a lot of the restaurants, leads up to the mall, leads up to like, it's the same street that then goes to the Target. Like,
I mean, this strip is the American dream. This strip. You've got.
This is America's highway.
You've got McDonald's, Popeyes, Wendy's, Sheets, CVS.
And then the
mall.
KFC's
Mexican
mall.
restaurant. KFC. Like, literally. Jersey Mike's.
Oh, hell
T-Mobile. Yeah. Okay, so yeah, now that you have the lay of the land.
Full picture. This is where Luigi, the guy who offed the healthcare top CEO, he decided to stop in Altoona.
Yeah, and he was like wearing his mask. Anyways, I was like, I think he wanted to get caught there.
You're like, bro, you could have gone anywhere. You stopped for breakfast at a McDonald's.
Well, and I think like Altoona's a big bus stop. So
oh yeah,
I think the bus was going back and forth, or maybe he was on the train, which the train station's also there.
True.
But the McDonald's got review bombed by people from like I felt
because they reported him because someone there called that hey, I think this guy's here.
Some older lady who worked at McDonald's, obviously she was going to recognize him and report him. Like, women are better detectives than detectives.
Yeah, men just, like, are terrible at faces. I've learned this easily with Ruben. Like, this person looks like that. Like, no, it doesn't. Nothing is similar at all. But nice try.
Well, and so they reported him, and people from all over bombed this McDonald's reviews. And it's, like, relatively speaking, it's a really nice McDonald's.
Yeah, it is. It's like, a nice one.
It's clean, it's friendly, it's
we've been going there for years. Literally. I remember getting my little, like, drinks there in high school.
Yeah. And so, I don't know. I actually haven't gone and looked. I really hope Google helped them fix that.
They would have had to.
That was not very nice. But, yeah. So, I really hope that Google got its reviews, or that McDonald's got its reviews back up.
But also, does anyone look at reviews for McDonald's? You still don't want bad reviews, but like, I'm going to McDonald's regardless.
You ask an excellent question.
Like, oh no, this McDonald's has 3 stars. What's my difference of experience really going to be?
Fair enough. But so...
Still happen though. Still
because of Luigi, but after Luigi, coincidentally, we moved.
Yeah, like, it all just spiraled from there. No, but that's Becca's big high of her life not so far. Just currently right now. Like, this is what it's all been leading to.
Yeah. Well, I mean, it's so funny. Dad and Mom were over here on the day we moved in, and Mom and Graham were helping me clean, and then Dad, like, randomly showed up. Pop in surprise with this Little Caesars pizza.
Oh, hell yeah, that's so on brand.
Yep. And so he popped in, and he and Mom were talking, and he was like, can you believe one of our kids lives up here now, whenever we used to go, like, every year after church and look at the Christmas lights?
That's true.
And he was like, Becca, you're not Jewish. You have to have Christmas lights.
You have to explain why this is important to have Christmas lights.
So the neighborhood that we're living in now is, like, on the way home from Altoona to where we grew up, and the houses just always did really nice Christmas lights and, like, Christmas displays.
Because it's a big it's more than a neighborhood, is it? I mean, it's like it has its own name.
Yes, it's its own, like, area.
Yeah, so, like, you're, like, going into this area that you can drive around and see a lot of houses.
Yeah, like, you say, oh, it's
Let's put Becca's address out there.
You're going to blah, blah, blah. Yeah, and people are like, oh, they have nice Christmas lights there. Like, it's a known thing that this place does nice Christmas lights. So, we've got to do that. But we, we closed on the house in December. And then worked with a contractor within our family, which was a really amazing experience. Because I've had not good contractor experiences previously. So he did a really good job and, like, painted everything, redid the floors, helped us get, like, some new appliances and all the stuff. So that probably was, like, all through January. Mm-hmm. And then we got to move in a week and a half ago. as of when we recorded this. So actually, whenever this goes live, we will have been in the house for exactly 2 weeks.
Yeah, 2-week anniversary.
Yeah. So, oh my gosh, another thing that happened. Well, we were in Hawaii for his parents' wedding anniversary, and a lot of the like updates to the house were happening then, which I'm actually really glad we did, because there was nothing we could have done other than be antsy. I mean, he was taking down wallpaper and painting. Like, what are we gonna?
Yeah, we're gonna like sit here and ingest these fumes while he does this.
Yeah, so it was nice to be away and then come back, and the house was basically done. And so the past, I was telling Emmy, Joe last night accused me of being a hoarder.
Which
is not true yet. Shut up. It's
She's
not
a lot of
true
stuff.
Yeah, you know what? I
don't have a storage unit, okay? So.
Okay, well, you never lived in an apartment by yourself.
Okay.
Oh my god. Okay, first of all, fuck
Just
you.
getting defensive.
Yeah. Joe, both of you can shove it.
We'll have Cowgirl talk weigh in on it. Show us your stuff.
Not until it's unpacked.
He did you'll explain though. He did like pick a random moment to be like, come on, man. Like,
Such
no.
a random moment. He picked up these two larger, like Target clear plastic bins. So they're not even that big. They're like medium. Of Christmas decorations. He's like, hey, I think you're a little bit of a hoarder. I was like,
dude, it's Christmas decorations.
Christmas decorations? What do you mean? He's like, you have so much stuff. I was like, so do you. Like, half the shit you're carrying is yours. Yeah. So he's like carrying out his stuff and mine. He's calling me the hoarder. I was like,
he's deflecting.
He was deflecting. And I was telling Em though, because he and I lived on our own long into our adult 20s of just collecting things. And we move in together and then we have a wedding. So not only do we have 2 fully furnished apartments with...
That's the thing. You both had fully furnished.
Yeah. Fully furnished with like everything. Mm-hmm. Literally everything. And then we have a wedding where we get 16 coffee mugs.
Yeah, Becca is more specific on like gift requests. I was like, y'all just send me money. Becca's like, give me 16 coffee mugs.
No, I wanted 12 because I got 12 of everything else. Which, by the way, as I've been unpacking, I'm like, oh my god, more ice white small bowls. What am I gonna do with these?
12 is so specific.
I'm literally thinking, I'm like, what food am I gonna serve with this fucking dish?
You need to have a coffee date, brunch, and a dinner party all on the same day.
Literally, like, you guys are coming over for 3 meals.
Hell yeah. Count me in.
And you're not leaving until every dish has been used.
I'll make it happen.
Yeah, well, the internet said, okay, we recommend 12. I was like, okay, 12.
For who?
I don't know, Emily. I should have done 8 because 12 is excessive. But you know what? There's going to be one time where I have like 9, and I'm so thankful.
One day you're going to have 12 kids, and they're all going to use the coffee mugs at the same time. Yay! She's going to have, 6 at a time? Twice.
Literally, if you manifest that, I'll kill you.
That does not run in our family.
No, thank God. Oh my God. I think my body would literally explode if there were 6
twins 3 times. That's not too crazy. Wait, no, we need 12. Oh my God. We need twins 6 times.
How about I have triplets 4 times?
That's still a lot. That's so much easier. Why not just triplets 4 times? Yeah, that's more realistic. Go for that one.
Okay, so
manifesting. Anyways, we're talking about
we've been
mugs.
Unpacking. And it's just, it is a lot of stuff, but we have thrown so much. I'm trying to throw less away because now I'm starting to feel bad of like, no wonder we have so much trash in this country.
I'm part of the problem.
I'm part of the, literally.
Yeah.
So we brought over so many boxes from my storage unit because it's been in there for 3 years now and we just had no idea what it was.
Yeah.
And a lot of it was opening it and putting it in a donate pile or throwing it away. So he's being dramatic. I have a lot of stuff, but I'm not a hoarder.
Wait, don't you have 2 printers behind you?
That was an accident.
Okay,
That was an
Becca.
accident. I don't know what to do with the second printer. Does anybody need one? I'm
You
not
could have
hoarding.
you could have a business printer and a fun printer.
Yeah, so I need to like.
You've worked from home though since you graduated. Like that
Yeah,
stuff's.
I don't even know who sent me that printer, but it's a great printer stand.
They look nice.
Well, the top. Yeah. Anyways, okay. So the top one's nicer.
Justifying why I have two printers.
Because the one's a printer stand.
Okay, you're right.
Okay, if you can't see what we're talking about, this makes no sense. The one printer is still in a box. And then the other printer is sitting on top of the printer that's in a box. Because I don't know what to do with it.
You could eBay it, sell it, I don't know, Facebook Marketplace it.
Yeah. I'm probably afraid that, like, this is how hoarding starts. That the person who sent it to me is going to ask me one day to send it back. And I'm going to be like, oh, sorry, I sold it on eBay.
Yeah.
But, so yeah, we are, to wrap it up, working our way through unpacking. And actually, it has turned out really nice that anytime, like, I'll maybe once or twice during the year go through a purge in my closet. They're usually smaller purges, but this time it was like, okay, things I've never worn or things that I forgot about, or it's just time for them to have a second life. So all of my clothes and shoes, and then like some decorations, some smaller furniture items, in all of our kitchen items pretty much from the apartment, because the wedding we upgraded everything.
Oh, nice.
I'm just gonna have our cousins come over and like go shopping.
I love that.
And then their friend Kara is getting married this year, so I have all my bridal stuff there. She's gonna go shopping. And no offense to anyone who got me something that said bride on it, unless it was like some of the super sentimental things from friends and family. Like,
I just feel awkward wearing it after. Like, I'm not a bride anymore.
Like, what am I gonna do with this random pen and paper that says bride's note? You know, it's like nice stuff that I got to use that now she'll get to use. It's mostly like clothes that I had bought for either that didn't work out, but I bought them on final sale for like $10, so I couldn't return them. And it's like, okay, Kara, go forth. The only thing I'm not giving up, well, one, my wedding dress, but then also I kept the wedding dress, the shoes, because those felt sentimental, and then that blazer set that Aaron bought me.
Ooh, yeah. I know,
Like
I still have...
I was like, ooh, that, I don't think I'll ever wear a white and pearl blazer set ever again, but I can't get rid of it. And so we're doing that, they're going shopping, and then Joey's cousin is executive director of the Big Brother Big Sister program here in Altoona.
How cool.
So I was like, I haven't had good experiences with Facebook Marketplace. I was like, I'm not going to sell my stuff because people are flaky and it's weird, and I don't really honestly want to meet them at my storage unit. It just feels weird.
I know, I'm weird. I've listened to too much true crime.
Yeah, way too much. And so I think most of our big stuff, like my couch set, some extra TVs, like we just have random TVs. They're not like super.
Them.
Yeah,
but
literally.
still.
I mean, between it, like we've literally just been collecting them our whole life. So there's a lot of stuff that they are going to take for either their offices or families in their program.
Oh, very cool.
So if anybody needs a place to donate, Mom and I have usually gone to the local teen shelter in Altoona, like for girls, for the clothes that they don't take, which has always worked out really nice. But the Big Brothers Big Sisters program, I think, has families that like could take stuff.
I love that. I didn't know that.
So now you know.
Yeah, because dropping stuff off at Goodwill, it's not the problem, but it gets thrown away, a lot of it, just as much as if you would throw it away. So it's not maybe getting utilized in the best way it could, as if it were getting donated to places that really need it versus, oh, we're just like selling this for $1.
Yeah. And now they're picky.
Oh, really?
Yeah, they like actually, you used to literally just be able to dump stuff
like throw
there,
your shit at them and go.
which is probably them trying to fix their problem of just getting like shit that nobody wants, or stuff that like is really really low quality or just needs thrown away. So we're minimizing our trash.
Well, good. And it sounds like you're doing it in a good way, and you're donating a lot of stuff. But I feel you on some of the bridal, just the fun clothes, like my bachelorette clothes. Like I have a sparkly pantsuit, I have a sparkly ass dress, and the jacket Aaron got me, and I was like, I'm not getting rid of that. I'm never gonna wear it again. But
you know what?
It's special.
Your pantsuit you could wear again, the one from Terra Boutique.
I have worn it to like one other thing. You could do it in sets, yes.
Yeah, it could be a New Year's Eve outfit. And Aaron's jacket, I guess some of the stuff you could wear again for like a holiday party.
Just very specific moments.
Very, very specific.
We just have to go to NFR. We've decided to wear all these outfits.
Oh, that's where I could wear that outfit
Exactly.
again.
I could wear all my things, even though it may not be on trend for the different trends. Mine could definitely rock it NFR.
Ooh. Yeah, we're going to NFR.
Yeah!
That's what we're doing.
Hell yeah.
Ugh. Well, so I can go into my low because it was related to moving. Mm-hmm. And it was the fact that, I mean, I had gotten like the flu the week before.
That shit's sweeping through like every type of everything. It's sweeping through. I think luckily I'm in Florida, which I think is helping. I think we're kind of past it now, maybe over the hump.
Yeah. Hopefully. But we, because you got sick. I was like, oh my God.
Mine was more of like hi Phoebe. Phoebe making her Cowgirl Talk appearance.
Her little tail. Doop, 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 doop.
She's not a psycho now that she has room.
She's
like,
still
I don't give a shit about y'all.
She loves to rip outside in the yard. She has a yard now. She like.
That's another hive. Phoebe gets a yard.
Yep. Phoebe gets to rip. Mom is not comfortable with the yard yet because she doesn't run after the cars, but she runs towards them. Mm-hmm. So I think we're going to have to get a halo collar.
Yeah, just to be safe. Peace of mind.
Yeah. So, anyways, sorry.
What
were we talking about? Lows?
You're low. So people were sick and...
Oh, Joey got the neurovirus.
Oh, yeah, the stomach...
2 days.
It's called like the stomach flu, right? Or
I think so. It's
they
like
say
a
it's
version
not the
of
flu,
it.
but that's just what people call it.
Yeah. And it was 2 days before we had to move, and I'm like,
get your shit together, man.
No. Well, and he's like, should we consider moving the moving day? I'm like, nope.
Sorry, bud.
You don't
just
even
have
have
to
to
poop
be
your
here.
pants and go.
Like, we'll just set up the bed for you, and you can lay there while the movers, because we got movers this time, which, thank God, Joey and I have ran out of favor cards with our family for the amount of times we've both moved separately and together.
Yeah.
It was like, no. And the apartment we were in had really small doors and hallways, so we were like, nope. But yeah, he got the neurovirus, and I'm
did you get it? Because I know you texted us. You were like, just wait. Yeah.
No, I didn't. I never got it. Every time I went to the bathroom. Oh, well, I mean, I had just had like the flu, so I thought, okay, well, maybe. I don't know. I was like, maybe that will protect me because I'm already sick.
Please, flu, make me feel better elsewhere.
But thankfully, this is gross, but I mean, obviously, the most infectious place is the bathroom.
Yeah.
And the way our apartment was set up, the bedroom, you had to like walk through a bathroom to get to the bedroom, which was really weird. So I literally just had that first door shut and Joey was in there.
Quarantined in the back.
And I slept on the couch. And,
nice.
Now we have a guest bedroom for one of us that's sick to sleep in,
Hell
which is amazing. And then I Lysoled the bathroom upstairs every day before I used it. And when I had to shower downstairs, I Lysoled everything.
You wore a mask in the shower. Like a hazmat suit. Just splash yourself with water and run. Go.
I was just like, had a wipe.
Yeah.
Oh my God. But yeah, so I didn't get sick.
That's pretty awesome. I know.
Yeah.
Our sister Erin, if you're listening, she's in the healthcare field, so she may be a little more automatic, like, you're definitely going to get sick, like, automatically. And we're like, oh, no. And the Becca's like, nah, girl, I'm fine.
Watch me, mother trucker. I take that as a challenge.
Yeah, and I was surrounded by some people with the flu, but I really just got, a sinus congestion thing, which a lot of women, specifically pregnant women or moms, were like, oh, it's just pregnancy congestion. It's like, this feels kind of worse than that. And so
Well, and you were around somebody who was sick.
I won't speak any names, but if you're listening, you know.
She knows who she is.
You know who you are. Monica. I don't think they're probably way behind on her episodes.
Oh, that's funny. Watch, this will be the first one she listens to. She's like, you bitches.
But yeah, so I think I was okay. And I think pregnancy congestion, I do like, there's a little left. And that, I guess that's just part of pregnancy. Like you do get like, not nosebleeds, but there's definitely more like blood boogers with pregnancy. So, but yeah.
Okay. Claudia, girl with no job. From the toast.
Yeah.
Has literally been posting that on her stories. I've been meaning to send it to you to be like, is this true? And like at least once a week she says, why does nobody warn you about pregnancy boogers?
Well, it's true. And I think I had heard of it, but then when I posted a couple weeks ago, because it was right before Aruba too, and I was like, bro, I can't be sick for this trip. Everyone was like, oh, it's just pregnancy congestion. Like no one warns you about it. It's the worst. Which again, that week was definitely something heavier, which I'm very lucky for. But otherwise, and again, being in Florida, I can get outside more often, more fresh air, and even during the winter, like you don't get super stuffy, so I'm lucky there. But yeah, just not like I haven't gotten like a full bloody nose yet, but just that constant kind of feeling of those hard, dried up blood boogers. So it is a thing. It's just your hormones are changing. I guess it changes your blood vessels. It's just so wild what the body does to grow a baby. Like, bro, leave my nose alone. Like, what is that? Why do my sinuses have to change? So.
That's funny.
Yeah, but I guess that's not my low. Or are you done with your low?
Oh, yeah, I'm done.
Okay, good.
That's it.
Well, not good. Yeah, but that's not too bad. I mean, the sickness swept through a lot of people. But
yeah,
my low's not anything terrible either, which we're all very lucky for, but it's more so just the overwhelming feeling of like, holy shit, so much is changing. And again, it's not in a negative way. I know it's all going to be awesome, positive, very exciting things, but it's just so much feeling. It's like even hard to describe. Sometimes I just kind of cry. Well, I love crying. Like I'm such a crier over anything.
Crying feels good.
Dude, crying feels so good. I love crying. But Ruben probably doesn't love it as much. He's used to it. But it's just a feeling of there's only so much you can prepare for, right? So, of course, like we're moving, which Ruben's family's debomb.com. So that's awesome. But still, we're moving. There's a baby coming in June, and I've never had a baby before. So you can prep and plan all you want, which like Becca said kind of quickly, I think at the beginning of the episode, baby registries are so freaking overwhelming, but I think I've gotten it pretty nailed down. So when we move past that little meltdown,
you can always buy more stuff.
I know
you
that
can always
too. It's like,
stuff.
God, Emily, like if you get someone or don't, you can literally go buy it.
Yeah, like pick out the fun stuff, like the cool stuff, the
expensive stuff,
the bougie stuff that you're like, I probably don't need this, but I want this.
Yeah, so
it's just like a wedding registry.
I know.
Like the stuff you absolutely need, you can buy later, but like people want to gift you fun things.
I know. When you're in it though, it's like, oh my God, this has to be perfect. Also, not even for people to buy, which if y'all want to buy my stuff, yes. Which some have already, thank you. But it's more so even for like a reminder for me of, oh my God, this is what I need. This is what we need. Because again, I've never done this before. So you can prep and plan. And I've been doing so physically, right? Like with my body, I'm doing like a virtual birth course. I'm going to be listening to mindset stuff, all of that. And you can set out all the cute nursery stuff, which I'm not super specific about things. Like I'm not going to have a theme. So I'm good on that. I'm just like going to throw the stuff in there. It'll be cute. It'll work out. But still, you can't prep for something you don't know. Like I've never had a baby. I've never had a kid. And we have a niece and nephew, Alex and Eva. But even we didn't grow up like around a ton of babies or a ton of younger kids either. So it's just not something you can like fully prepare for. And knowing that, it's like, oh my God, this is a crazy feeling. Yeah,
it'll just happen and you'll do it.
Yeah, like even seeing my stomach or feeling him kick, it's still like, what is that? Like, what's going on? This is crazy. So just, it's not even like a negative, but just that feeling of, whoa, it's just a lot of change. And I've been very lucky enough to be able to, work for myself for over the past 5 years with Dairy Girl Fitness. And so it means I get to control more of my schedule and business for what that looks like pre and post baby. But it also means like I have to figure that out. I have to determine that. And I feel like I've kind of talked about it, maybe even some of the episodes in past seasons of just business online, like online fitness coaching, all of that. It's always changing. It's always moving. And business has been harder. And I'm just having to figure out, what do I want Dairy Girl Fitness to look like? What do I need to transition it into? What new offers? Where do we need to restructure? And that too is also kind of scary. And it's hard. Like, business has been hard. So knowing now that there's a baby coming into it, it does just provide more clarity of, I just have to figure this shit out, and I have to do what I need to do. And I think that's like a high of the low of, you have less time for bullshit, basically, everyone says. I mean, you are very focused. Well, I'm not fully there yet on the very focused part, but I mean, when you actually have kids, it's like you have less time. You have to be more specific with what you care about, with where you put your time. And I'm just trying to get ahead of that, but it's a little bit of an overwhelming process, but I'm working with a business coach to help me navigate it, who also has 2 kids. So she's great.
Yeah. You'll have the idea, and you'll have your coach, and then you'll get in it and you'll just do it.
Yeah.
And that'll be that.
Yep.
I know that's oversimplifying it.
No, but that's what it is. It's just
no kids is oversimplifying it, but like, you just do it.
Yep. Yeah. And I'm excited to, just not, well, when you're in it, or like if moms are listening, like, oh, you want clarity? Well, my brain is a mush pile right now. So you just wait, Emily. But to just know, like, okay, what's worth it versus not worth it, right? When you're really in it. And with us going back to the dairy farm, there's going to be just a lot of different ways for me to get involved and for me to put my time towards. So I'm excited to kind of figure all that out. But until you're really in it, it's an exciting and kind of, scary process a little bit.
You'll be great.
Yay. So we have to do our quick little buffaloes then. Oh. And then we'll end on our current obsession of 2025 so far. And I put we always call it obsession, but it's just like maybe not a full obsession, but a thing you like. But until then, just something obsession kind of is, like you're interested in, current interest.
Yeah. You want to go first? What's your buffalo?
Okay, so Becca gave me my buffalo idea. Even though, I did it, but my buffalo was just, I got to attend the National Farm Bureau Convention, or the American Farm Bureau Convention. When was that? End of January. So I got to attend that with Farm Bureau. I was part of an influencer group. We were all in ag and farmers, and it was Bar 7 Ranch, Cody and Erica from Texas. That's their actual names. Dan, and I still can't say his last name, but y'all know Iowa dairy farmer, Dan. That's who we got to hang out with. And then Zoe Kent from Farm with Zoe. So it was really fun and honestly really eye-opening to get to attend this event. I got to travel last March with Farm Bureau through New York, learning about the Farm Bill. But getting to go to National Convention, they have millions of members, and there was 5,000 people at this thing.
Farm Bureau's a beast.
Yeah, you don't really, I feel like everyone knows a Farm Bureau, but until you're in it and attending these events, it's like, holy shit, this is awesome. And it's just been very cool to learn more about the different ways that they are working behind the scenes to work with policy, with research, with different grants, with conservation. They have a insurance division, which is kind of separate, but it's just very cool to see all the different ways that they are in agriculture, kind of working behind the scenes. And also then really learning about all the different ways that members can get involved and receive help, receive grants, receive funding, or get involved in policy as well. It was just really fun and eye-opening to get to be a part of that, get to see that, get to have a ton of different conversations. And again, when we were walking around, I was like, oh, y'all are the influencer group. We heard about y'all. I was like, yeah, that's us. But we were able to go really just share our experience here and make some content. But for me, it was just a reminder that there's a lot of different ways to get involved. And sometimes we all get caught up in our own little ag bubble. Like,
Yeah.
we're very caught up in dairy because that's what we grew up in. But going to that is the reminder of there's so much ag out there. There's so many different types of people connections you can make that you don't have to limit yourself to just dairy even. And I think Farm Bureau is something I'm excited to get more involved in when we move back to Georgia soon. And I got to meet Zippy Duval, who's from Georgia, but he's Farm Bureau president. I got to meet Tom McCall, who's Georgia Farm Bureau president, who's like, everyone's just so nice. Everyone's so cool.
Yep.
And I got to meet a lot of other really amazing people as well, whether they're members or higher up. And the cool thing about agriculture is almost through every conversation, somehow, if it was someone that I just randomly met from a different state or even someone potentially closer, like you're able to make a connection to someone else you know.
Yep.
There's just this, well, again, this happened a lot of times, but there was this fun little story of we went to like the Women in Ag breakfast kind of social one morning, and I met, her name was Megan from Florida. She works for Farm Bureau in DC, and we were just chatting, and I was like explaining about telling people like, okay, I'm from Pennsylvania, I live in Florida, but I'm moving back to Georgia. So that was, I'm excited to just be able to say like, we're in Georgia. But I explained that, and she said, oh, like one of my best friends, she's from Florida, but now she lives in Georgia, and she's really involved in Farm Bureau and young farmers and ranchers. So, oh, where does she live? And she said Ruben's hometown. I was like, wait, what? Because it is smaller than Williamsburg, y'all. And she's like, yeah, that's where. And I'm like, holy shit, are you kidding? So it's just a connection of a woman around my age, really involved, who is also kind of a transplant in there. And I was like, damn, that's so cool. What are the chances?
It's like, okay, I already have a friend.
Yeah.
She doesn't know me yet, but
no,
I already
actually,
have a friend.
She's been following me on Instagram for quite a while now, too, already. So, like, after we're back, I've already reached out to her. So, yeah, so Farm Bureau Convention, just very amazing organization, excited to get involved, but just also a reminder of how fun and such a web that agriculture is.
Yeah, and, well, and this may not be true, but this was always just my perception of Farm Bureau, was that, like, it was a little old.
Yeah, no, same. I even told that to them when I went in.
And
they're
I
like,
think they recognize that. And we have like one of our best friends, Parker.
Oh my god, I got to see Parker
Farm
too.
Bureau.
That's my high. I don't think
like,
he listens, but
well, probably not.
Love you.
He was the first one who like kind of made me rethink like Farm Bureau, like, oh, okay, maybe I should like learn more about this program. But just always what I had heard and how people talked about it and the people I had known of to be in Farm Bureau, I was always like, it's a little outdated.
I always thought, it's like the old school version of what people think farmers look like. Like that's Farm Bureau.
Yeah,
that's what I thought.
It was never a negative perception, but it was always a perception of like, they could. Maybe they could bring in some fresh blood, or like maybe they could rebrand if they want me to think about them in a different way. And I think that's what they're doing with the influencer program, and then just even some of the like hiring a younger social media manager for Farm Bureau.
Yeah,
like I let Gen Z write my script, right? So I think that they have like a lot of really great traditional values and are working to make sure that they're still relevant in today's day and age, which is, I would love to talk to their marketing person someday to be like, okay, so here's an opinion of someone who has no right to have an opinion because she has been involved 0%. Like, was this an accurate perception of the larger population? And are you doing all of these things because of that? Or am I just coming in at a time where now that my sister's involved, I care. So I'm paying closer attention. So, I mean, it is really cool that you've been a part of it. And like you said, we get so hung up or not hung up, but we only have so much time. Mm-hmm. We've always been so involved in dairy specific that Farm Bureau was just never on our radar.
Yeah. Like even at Penn State, I don't know if they had it at the time, but they have some college chapters, and it was just never even something I thought of.
Like, if you were in Block and Bridle, or if you were a livestock kid,
with
Farm Bureau.
Yeah, I know. I don't know if dairy if we sometimes not section ourselves off, but it's not like we're just dairy. Like we're not in livestock or crops maybe as much. I don't know.
I think we just have more available to us.
True. There's a lot of dairy groups. We have a lot of clubs.
I just think we have more available.
It's true.
Again,
Yeah. So it was very cool.
Educated assumption. A mildly educated assumption.
A guesstimation.
A guesstimation.
Educated guess.
Yeah.
Well,
so that's awesome, man.
Yeah, it was beautiful. Wonderful. And your buffalo is within the dairy side of things.
Yeah, I realized I was like, oh man, I have 2 buffaloes. So 2 parts.
Oh.
No, just 2 really big, I would say, career things that have happened. They could be a high, but today they're buffaloes.
They can still be a high, but we're categorizing them differently.
But so I officially, as in November, Emmy and I were at the Dairy Girl Network conference, and the transition of DGN was lightly hinted at, not so lightly hinted at. There were a lot of emotions throughout the conference because 3 of our founding board members have officially reached their term limit. DGN is now over 10 years old, which is crazy.
Wild. And
I'm in my 6th year on the board. So, yeah, with that came the election of me being the DGN board president, which is crazy. Yeah, so that has been a lot of fun, and we're actually having a retreat with the DGN team. So the new leadership team and the newly promoted staff to just talk about, okay, now what? How does DGN operate with this new era of leadership so that it can continue just bringing in, new board presidents to act more like a, let's say, normal board. Not that it wasn't a normal board before, but it's just going through this big transition of okay,
new people coming
going
in
from the founding mothers.
Yeah, literally.
To now, okay, this is just going to cycle through board presidents.
Yep.
This is awesome. Like, it's in that phase of the organization, and it really has some legs. So I'm very honored to be a part of it. And with that, I closed my YDLI chapter forever. And so I reached my term limit on being an advisor to that program there. It was amazing, but it was time to be done.
Yeah, you would put a lot of time into it.
Yeah, I'll miss it. Shout out Lindsay, who listens.
Also, YDLI is Young Dairy Leaders Institute, for anyone who doesn't know.
Yeah.
We both completed it, but Becca's been in it, advisor
8 years.
forever.
Yeah, 8 years. So that ended, which was great. It was a great run. And now there's fresh blood in there, and they're excited and rejuvenated, and I'm excited to see what they do with the program.
Not wrung out.
Well, I think, with the new house and then the DGM presidency.
And your job.
And my job is
you work full time.
hard. It's a hard job. It's a very involved job.
Also part of our hiatus.
Yeah. And so my friend Heather had a fake inauguration for me at YDLI. Because I was elected as president the same week YDLI was happening. Yep. So it all just came together. And that was a lot of fun. It was really funny. Our good friend ChatGPT wrote a really hilarious, and it was funny, but also just a really empowering moment of a lot of the women in YDLI afterwards came up. They were like, that was so boss. That was awesome. I was hell yeah.
Yeah, it was. Thanks.
But then the final thing, the week after that, I had my first ever legit keynote presentation. I was a keynote speaker at a dairy event at 8 a.m. And it went really, really well.
That's awesome.
Better than I could have ever imagined. And a couple of, some of our farmers, because I was there representing our cooperative, emailed my boss. It was good enough to the point where they felt the need to tell my boss, hey, she did a great job.
Aww.
So, yeah, it was DGN, YDLI work. It was just this week of...
boss.
Yeah, of, reinforcing, hey, I'm in the right spot, and, I'm getting pretty good at this stuff.
Yeah. Sometimes you need those reminders.
Yeah, it was comforting. Yeah, it was hey, you don't suck at this. Yeah. You're doing a good job.
Yep. No, honestly... We need those reminders, bigger reminders than someone being like, you're doing good. Okay, thanks. But the big moment kind of reminders sometimes because you've been in it for a while, the industry, but then jumping into a pretty like new type of role and experience. That's awesome.
And it was based around things that have been giving me trouble, which is data sorting and numbers and like being correct in what I'm telling you based on these numbers and like basing business direction off these numbers, which I know is like, oh, Becca, that's literally just called business. I'm like, I know.
But that's the part I don't like.
But this is new for me at this level and at this level of responsibility. So it was good. All in all, just, it's been a crazy 3 months. So hopefully wrapped into an hour-ish, we've been able to give you some insight into where the heck we've been.
Yeah, there's been lots going on, lots of exciting things. And what?
Sorry, it's just I heard like a little huff and...
Is it Joe or Phoebe?
Phoebe, you can't see her, but we have some stairs over there, and she sits on the top of the stairs, and just, like, whenever we haven't paid attention to her enough, she just...
Oh, God. Do you guys, now that she's more space, do you have her in a crate, or can she just sleep wherever throughout the house?
You know, we had her in a crate the first 3 nights because there was just shiz everywhere. And we're like, there's probably something here she could eat that could kill her or that she could be confused and kill her.
Yeah.
So now, I mean, she literally just either sleeps on the couch or I have been finding her now up in the guest bedroom.
Aww.
Yeah. So she has now found that bed. And I'm like, okay.
Oh, wait. Oh, okay. Until guests come around and be like, this is okay. This is permitted.
Yeah. So.
Aww. Well, how cute. Okay, so we will wrap it up with, like I said, we always call
I
it,
forgot about this.
Yeah, like, what's your weekly obsession? So what I wrote is current interest, slight obsession, whatever you want to call it, big obsession of 2025 so far. Do you have anything yet? Because Becca at the game was like, I don't know. You have so much going on. That's probably like, I can't think.
You know what? No, I thought of one.
Okay. Oh God, what is it?
It's just kind of like old lady and boring. Oh, sorry, my phone was listening and it just wrote old lady and boring in my notes.
Like, damn, that's what you picked up out of our whole conversation.
Current obsession: oatmeal with raspberries and honey in the morning. And with that comes two new obsessions.
Okay.
One, Savannah Bee Company honey, which Ella put us
Savannah
on to.
Bee. Yeah.
Savannah, the honey cinnamon butter or honey does taste. The whipped is so good.
Ooh, yum.
It's like a honey texture, but it tastes like the Texas Roadhouse cinnamon butter. Yeah, so it's so good.
Hell yeah.
So I've been eating that in place of my Manuka honey.
Mm-hmm.
And then also, since when aren't raspberries sour?
That's what you that was like you were starting like a poem or something. This is my monologue.
But I texted you guys. I was like, I remember raspberries being really sour, and
because we always ate like the little purple ones out of our garden.
Yes, that's probably why they were. But I did get some red raspberries right after I texted our siblings group chat that were sour again. I'm like, God.
Dude, they're so hit or miss. Just like I even live in Florida where a lot of berries are from. Not raspberries always, but
yeah.
Berries are pretty finicky. I eat them because they're good for you, but...
Yeah, I was like, oh, man. And then the other ones the other day I sent you, I had them in the fridge for 3 days. And as I was going through them, there was a lot of mold everywhere.
Ooh.
Berries get moldy so fast.
I know. Apparently, if you do a water vinegar rinse on them, it can help. I just don't care enough to do that.
So that's my current obsession because I was never really a big oatmeal person, but it's kind of like become my favorite thing to do in the morning. Probably because it gives me a chance to eat that honey and occasionally really delicious raspberries.
Dude, I had oatmeal yesterday morning for breakfast, so it's not an old lady obsession. Mine is, I even get the instant oatmeal packets. They're easy, and once you add in some milk, you're adding in protein. I top mine with strawberries usually, maybe some blueberries. And my topping of choice is granola butter.
Yeah.
You need to add some granola butter to yours.
I know, I
so
do.
Good.
That's what I need to do.
Love that for you. Okay. my current, and I would call mine an obsession probably so far, is when did I start reading it? It might have been, wow, I can't remember. Probably maybe beginning of, or end of last year, but probably after we started recording, or stopped recording, my words. Pregnancy Brain's real. But the From Blood and Ash series by Jennifer L. Armentrout. Gosh, guys, this is good. So it's fantasy romance. So you'll hear people reference it as, yeah, obviously. From Blood and Ash series, or just Blood and Ash series. And it is currently, in the Blood and Ash series specifically, 5 books. And apparently there's 2 more coming out, which I didn't realize. I thought I was reading a finished series. But
that is annoying.
I know, but they're all great characters. I'm on book 4 of the 5, and it is so good. It's not necessarily really like older than the Sarah J. Maas books or anything like that, but I don't know, Sarah J. Maas has just swept over everything, and then of course like some of the Fourth Wing books and such. But Blood and Ash should be getting just as much hype. I love it just as much. It is so good. The characters in it, the relationships in it. It is so much fun. It keeps you on your toes, and I want it to be getting as much hype as all the different Sarah J. Maas books, which I think this author, the Jennifer Armentrout, like if you look at the beginning of the book, it'll say, these are all my other books. She has a shit ton of books, and they're not all fantasy romance, so maybe that's where she just has so many books out. It's like one of her many series, but
it's kind of like Rebecca Yarrow, or the Fourth Wing lady. I don't think
she writes a ton.
Yeah. I don't think she wrote a bunch. I randomly read a book and realized, like, wait, this is the same author as Fourth Wing. And I think Fourth Wing, no offense, the first one was like a random, like, one-hit wonder for her.
Yeah,
because the other 2 aren't as...
Did you already read Onyx Storm?
I'm halfway through it, and then we moved, and I haven't had any desire to pick it back up.
I know. I'm deep into my Blood and Ash, and then there's also... So there's characters mentioned in Blood and Ash, and then throughout that there's it's not like a spin-off series, it's almost like a prequel series called the Flesh and Fire series, that it is a full series on the other characters, and people say they love that as well. So it's like, I have a lot of books to read through this series, and I'm really excited for that. I haven't heard like super glowing reviews of Onyx Storm, and even now reading back,
I just think she wrote out of her league.
Yeah,
that first one. No offense to her, they're just like kind of like they're a little elementary,
fun, right? It's like, oh, they're fun, which
and then writing is a little elementary. And mind you, I am not a book critic. I either mark I liked it or I didn't.
I know
don't
Goodreads
give
stresses
it
me out because I'm like I liked it or I didn't. I don't know.
No, I either liked it or I did. That's it. That's all we're critiquing here. That's all I am qualified to do, is to tell you if I liked it or not. But I have now read enough books recently to know that, like, the writing is just kind of like little kiddish.
Well, especially for what I think many are used to.
A little more conversation.
Yeah, for what many are used to, especially in the fantasy romance world. Like, fantasy romance can sometimes get deeper or just a lot to it. And I'm still going to read Onyx Storm, and I'm sure I'll still have fun and enjoy it. But
it's definitely
not awful.
The
it's first
just
one
like...
put it on a pedestal, and I don't think any of the other ones have lived up to that hype, which I feel like sometimes it's supposed to be the opposite. Yeah. It's supposed to kind of like build up.
The plot's good, the storyline's good. It's just like
I hear there's
the same conversation every 5 pages. I'm like, oh my god, we get it.
Okay, so you're only halfway through, and then we'll wrap up. But do Xaden and Violet still have crappy communication? Still just them not being able to have a normal conversation.
It's so weird. I'm like, it's not even...
Just speak.
Their problem isn't even progressing. Like, it's getting a little bit better. I don't know. It's good. It's just...
Yeah, it's just... I don't know. Like, unnecessary.
It doesn't make
problems.
me feel the way the first one does. That's all I can say.
Yeah, and in my Blood and Ash, Castile and Poppy have beautiful open communication about everything. So, but no, it's just like, okay, there's a problem, they're going to talk about it. Like, I don't have to worry about this stupid little thing that shouldn't be a problem being a problem.
Yeah. Well, that's why I liked Funny Story by Emily Henry so much. Is like, it was a relatable, normal, like, experience. Not totally relatable, but it was, like, realistic. And I think my almost early to mid 30 self, now welcome to the club, is
What's
like, okay, I need like a normal
y'all
adult
just communicate?
relationship.
Yeah,
Like you can have
just talk.
problems, but like the peak of the issue can only go so far before it's like you would have figured it out by now.
Yeah, like this does not need to be your main issue for this whole series.
Yeah. So I digress. It's time for me to go feed my dog.
Yeah,
It's
and I'm gonna
breakfast
read it
time. If you
anyways.
can't tell by the light that is now coming in, it is now finally morning.
Do y'all have snow there?
It's actually lightly snowing now, but not nearly the 20 inches that they said we were gonna get.
Holy crap.
Yeah. No, we're
That's
all
insane. Well, thank goodness it's not Antarctica there. And thanks for hopping back on with me.
Good. It was fabulous.
Thanks for being my co-host again. And we'll see how consistent we can be over the next couple of months. We kind of not gave ourselves a deadline, but we're going to, have some fun and give it a whirl with season 5 until baby comes probably. And then we'll figure it out from there, because that's even more life changes coming up. But I'm not even sure how we remember how to wrap this up anymore. But thanks for listening. Tune in. Find us everywhere. Pretty much Instagram is kind of where you can find us. But I think we're on social, on TikTok, which still exists. We didn't know there for a sec. YouTube. We're on YouTube. And yeah, if you enjoyed the episode after our 3-month hiatus, give us a comment, a follow, subscribe, rating, whatever it may be. I know we're just coming back after 3 months, so that's kind of rude to ask of y'all, but thanks for being here. Thanks for tuning in. It's fun. It is so much fun to honestly just get to use this to catch up with my sister. So thanks for tuning in, y'all. Thanks for listening. Or thanks for joining us, Becca.
And as always, have a great day, cowgirls.
Bye.
Bye.